part of that so that you get idea what is the Salesforce, how the UI looks like, and so on. So okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen. uh, Hope it is visible to everyone.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the one org that I have created just for the training purpose. And whenever I log in, I'll land to this page, right? So I hope you guys have seen or logged into the developer org, right? Or have you gone through the page? Or like what are the options available here? What is this org? Do you have any basic idea about it? Anyone? Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, I think
Yes,
they are pretty. Yeah, all are pretty new. So let's
Yeah,
start.
that's fine.
Yeah,
Like I want to make it more
yeah,
interactive. So
yeah.
that's fine if you have not seen it. Yeah, anyways, we are going to cover each and everything. So whenever we log in to the developer org, so the URL for that is login.salesforce.com, right? And we enter username and password. Whenever click on login, you will see this page. And this page is setup menu. Okay. This setup menu is gives you the ability to customizations in the Salesforce org, right? So uh, you as a developer or any admin, you will be uh, very much interacted with or will is going to use this setup menu option, which you can access from this gear icon. If you are not on this page, for example, then you can click on this gear icon and click on setup. You will land to the same page. Okay. So I will first start with this user. Okay. uh, or maybe I'll start with this icon, which is an app launcher. So basically this app launcher gives us the ability to create apps on the Salesforce. So when you click on this one, you will see multiple options like service, marketing, CRM classics, community, Salesforce chatter, sales console, service console. Okay. And each one has a collection of tabs. So if I click on view all, you will see this pop-up appeared and these options are there. So each tile or each section is nothing but an app. Okay. Which we will see how we can create it and what we can do with it. So first of all, I'll choose the sales app. Okay, it redirected me to this page, right? And this is the home tab of this app. So we are in the sales app now. We can see this different graphics, right? The dashboard, or like you can say uh, a structure where you can see graphically what all uh, options are there, like close deals, plan, my accounts. Okay, so we will come to this later on. For now, I'll show you what all these options are. Like these are the tabs, right? This is the opportunity tab, this is a file tab, this is account, contacts, campaigns, right? If you click on more, you will see other options as well, right? So this app is nothing but the collection of tabs which uh, any user or any sales agent, service agent can configure on their need as per the business need. So so create an app. We will go to the setup menu again, and there is a quick find box where you can search for the apps. Right here you will see app manager option. Yeah.
Your no, your screen is not shared for another tab. I think it's only showing your
Okay.
sales tab. Yeah,
Okay. Let me reshare it. I hope it's visible now. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Okay. So I clicked on the setup menu from here, from the gear icon. I landed to the page, I searched in the quick find box for the apps, right? And I clicked on the app manager and I landed on this page, or this tab is opened. You will see multiple options, multiple apps are already created, which are available out of the box by Salesforce, uh, which or some of them are lightning, some of their classics. We will see that also. Now there are two buttons available. One is new lightning app and new connected app. So for this app to create, we will use this button, new lightning app. Now on this page, you will see this app name, developer name, description, image, all the options available. So first of all, I'll create one app, test app one. Okay. If I click on this one, developer name appears directly. So this developer name is nothing but the unique name with which you can access this app from any other uh, configurable thing in the Salesforce or from the code, right? So if you want to do some stuff or some implementation for that, you will need to access this app, right? So for that, this developer name is automatically generated by the Salesforce, but you can change your name as per the need, right? And for each and every element in the Salesforce or any feature in the Salesforce, there would be one unique name that will be automatically generated, or you can change that name, but it is mandatory. So you can see that star is there, right? It is a required field, and the app name as well. Now in the description, you can mention something. Uh, this is a test app for you to know like what is the purpose of this app. Then there is a image section there where you can upload any image as per your requirement. Then the color you can choose, and there is a checkbox. So you can use this to mention that use the app's image and color instead of org's theme. So it will be overridden by default if you select this button. Okay. So this is how the app will look like. If I click on next, we'll land to the next page, right? So there are two options, standard navigation and the console navigation. So for now, we are choosing the first one, and we will just go ahead and see how it looks like after the creation. But before that, there are three more options, desktop and phone. So it will be supported for both the desktop and the phone, or you can choose on your requirement, like whether it's applicable or valid only for the desktop or the phone. Okay, there are few other options. We will see that in detail later. For now, it will be too much for you, so I'm just skipping this step and going to the next. Here you will see one more option, that is add a utility item, which will be on the window, will look like at the bottom of the page. Or okay, so I'll just add one more. uh, okay, for now I'm adding mm, to-do list. Okay, I'll add one more, that is chatter feed. Okay, so okay, I'll click on next. Here there are other options like tabs, which we have seen in first page here, right? These are the tabs that we are going to add here. I'm adding accounts. You can search here for any tab name. I'll select contact. I click on next, and their option is you can select a profile for which this app is visible to, or for that profile the access is given for this tab or this application, right? So for now, for this org, I am the system admin, so I'm choosing a system admin profile. Okay, and save and finish. Okay, so you can see this tab app is created, right? Test app one. This is the app that we have just created. You can see the timestamp, and this is a lightning app. Okay, the other options
Yeah.
where you can manage your application, edit, delete, or clone.
So quick question here, right? Now the app is created. There are many things like the profile and all. Just ignore those as of now because those will be covered in a separate session in detail. like what is the profile, how the access is controlled. All those details will be coming your way with the sessions in the upcoming days, right? Now
Yep.
quickly I want to ask one question. Now you have seen the UI and you have seen how we navigate to an app. Now Shashikant has created one new app called Test One. Can anyone tell me like how to navigate to that app? Looking at the screen, where I need to click and go.
Go to that 9 dots
Okay, go to the app launcher
beside the
icon.
yes,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Can
Right.
you go and then what?
view all.
View all, or there can be another option, right? If you see there is a search box. Can you close this one again? Close this model pop up. Yeah. If you see, if I click and I can quickly search as well. I don't need to open another window.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And if I click, I'll be navigated to that app. Okay, good one. Yeah, Shashikan, continue.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, sorry to interrupt, Sasikanth. So, can you give some examples for this particular app? Let's say when a organization subscribe to this Salesforce,
Hmm.
it has already sales app and all those apps as a
Mhm.
OOTB app. So, can you give us a scenario where do we need to create a new app?
Yes. So, for example, there is a specific client's requirement that uh, he don't need all those tabs in the app, right? This is dedicated actually out of the box available for the sales app. Like if you are working on the Sales Cloud, right, which is I hope you are aware of it, Sales and Service Cloud. Any idea?
No, Sasikanth.
Okay, okay, fine. So for sales app, mostly these tabs are used. Like if, for example, you are selling any product, right? So what will happen? Like you will generate a lead, right? You will create a campaign. So the campaign tab is there, which will give you ability to interact or generate a campaign, reach to the customer more effectively, and quickly get the leads, right? So there is a leads tab. So once the lead is generated, for example, then it will be recorded or tracked in this under this tab. Like we will see what is the tab in detail. So tab is nothing but an object, is like a container or is like a table in the database where you will make the entries of that person, right? So there will be, for example, if I click on new lead, right, so this window will appear where it is like a form, right, where you will enter the detail of that person, all the information will be tracked. So the point of why I'm telling is like it is dedicated to this functionality or the feature or the need of that cloud. So for cloud, all these tabs are mandatory or like most frequently used, so that is given by the Salesforce. But for the specific client, for example, it is a client from the automobile industry, for example BMW, so he don't need that, right? He, if for example he's working on something else, he don't need the sales cloud, he has the CRM already present, but he just want to track something else information. So for that specific customer, we can create another app, we can rearrange all the tabs, or we can generate tables, we can give them names specific to that requirement and arrange as per our need, right? So this is how uh, we see it, right, or the clients want to see
So
it.
basically, we can create a new sales app according to
No,
our needs.
no, you can customize this also. You don't have
Okay.
to go by the rule or go by the book that if it is there I can't change it. You can change it, you can customize it. But if there is other requirement, there is provision given by the Salesforce that you can change as per your need.
Yeah, so this is
Yeah.
this is again completely driven by the business needs, right? So suppose you have a business where there are different departments, in-house department which is taking finance and accounting. There is a sales department, service department. So in that case, if I want, I can go ahead and create an app. So app is nothing but a logical entity, right? It's nothing but grouping of different objects which suits my business purpose. So as a business, if you see in the industry, right, business is very peculiar about the naming as well. If they are calling a opportunity as a service request, they will be very adamant on that, right? So in that scenarios, many a times you need to create a separate apps. It's not mandatory, but it's completely driven by the business requirement. So you need to understand, okay, if you need a separate app, yeah, I can create it, because your business is specific and you need to give access to specific set of people or group of people called having that specific profile, right? So that's the way, that time we need to go for a separate application.
Yeah, and I would like to add one more point that if you have noticed, this accounts and contacts is already present in the sales, but you can use the same in test app as well. So the tabs can be shared between the apps, right? So it is nothing specific, or for this app you need to create start from the scratch the new tabs or new tables for that. So it can be shared, and the access, as I said, can be granted based on the profiles and the permission set, which we'll see in detail in next sections. Yeah. So is that fine? Like, you got your answer?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, so yeah. So this is how the app will look like, and if I click on the accounts, this list view appears here. So if you click on this down arrow, you will see the multiple list views are available here. So by default, whenever you create a developer org, you will see multiple accounts or records already created by Salesforce org itself. So you can use that or play with it. So here you can see multiple list view, and you can customize as per your need. So like here multiple columns are present, right? So you can change it as per your, or you can apply a filter, right? For example, list view controls, right? In the gear icon you will see option new, clone, rename. I can change the name of this all accounts, right? So I'll just add one, save. Yeah, you can see the name has been changed. Then you can edit the list filters, right? For example, I want to see specific accounts with the name, for example, Genie Point, right? So I'll just go here. Okay, copy. I'll click on add filter. This is account name, right? So this is the field account name equals Genie Point. If I click on done, click on save, right? So I can see only one record here because we have applied a filter. So accordingly, there would be multiple or millions of records in the accounts, right? So if you want to see specific accounts matching certain conditions, for example, for this account, there is a specific city for which you want to see the record. For example, the Pune. So you can add either here the address equals Pune, right? Accordingly, you will filter the records. Okay, I'll just remove it for now. So this is the list view which you can create or customize as per your need. Okay. Then there is another tab that is a contacts. Likewise, you can add multiple tabs here. So there is an option, click on here, and you will see these are the navigation items you can add. If I click on add more items, click on all, you will see multiple options here. These are nothing but the tabs that you would have seen in this first window, first tab, right? If I want to add, for example, the cases, the campaigns, add now to items. See, you can rearrange it here the way you want. So, for example, the sales cloud or the sales app, if you don't want it, you can click here and change it, right? If I click on save, you will see that is added here. Yeah. So this is about the app, how you can create an app, add the tabs, rearrange the tabs in it. Okay.
So this is the standard navigation. Now let's utilize 5 minutes. Can all of you start creating an app called test app 1, and instead of standard navigation select the console navigation?
Console navigation.
Yeah, can you start if you have the PCs or laptops with you? Just get started with you. create a new app. Anyone want to share your screen and go ahead? Malay, do you want to share your screen and want to create this app?
Sure.
Yeah. And I would encourage everyone, right? Ask questions the way Malay asked question. Na? Try to ask questions. Don't keep it with you. That way, everyone will get something or like, many things to add it, right?
Is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Mm. Uh,
No, so
can you
for
guide me
so
again?
yeah, yeah, I'll guide you. Okay.
Sure.
So whenever we work with this UI screen, right now you know the
Mhm.
controls. The app launcher, you are already there, right? The next to that there are tabs. On the top there is a search setup which is called global search. Okay, this is something called global search. Then
Okay.
on the left hand side, when you click on the home tab on the left hand side. You are already on the home.
Yes.
So below that there is a quick find. Okay, so this is our area. May it be a developer or admin. This is our area to work with. Okay, this is our toolbox. You can say, if I am a car mechanic, without a toolbox, can I do anything? I can just sit and look at the car, right? So if you want to, fix the problem, this is our area. This is our toolbox. Okay, easy to remember. Now here you search what you want to create. You want to create an app, right? Just type app. It's very straightforward, right? Go to app manager. Yeah, so these existing apps are nothing but built in out of box. Now if we want to create a new one, just click on the new lightning app button. Okay, you want to give some description, test app for console navigation. Okay, yeah, you can try giving some image as well later, right? You can create as many apps for practice purpose.
Oh,
Yeah, hit next. Then here, yeah, you can select console navigation. And this form factor you already know, right? To support which type of devices and screen sizes. So yeah, desktop and phone is always recommended. Yeah, don't yeah, no need to select those options. Go to next. Now here utility icon, yeah, you go to add utility item. This is again standard out of box things available. Out of those you can select notes. Yeah, and if you want to add any additional, you can add that as well. To do
chatbot.
chatbot, chatter, yeah, feed. Okay, now click on next. Select any this is the point where business will tell you, okay, I want accounts, I want say opportunity. So you can select opportunity. Yeah, that's it. If they say I only need these two tabs, and go to next. And workspace tabs sub tab, that is fine. Workspace tabs, yeah. So this is with the console navigation. We'll see how it looks like. Go to next. Now this is last point is about the accessibility. Who can access? Because see, with any application, security is utmost importance, right? A person should only see what he is supposed to see. So that's where you can control the access. For now, you can give system admin. So this is the default profile that you all will have, right? Whenever you create an account. Now save and finish. Now you know how to navigate to that app, right? Not there. Go to app launcher. Yeah, here you can search. Yeah, click on that. Now see, you are seeing this console navigation. You are only seeing account. Why? Because the console navigation is vertical. If you click on that down arrow, next to account, and you will see the tabs, right? This is how it works.
Oh,
So if business wants this kind of navigation, this is also available. If they want a standard navigation, they can always go for that. You can create a new account. So this is where you are creating a new record.
okay.
Okay, you can create a new record that will be visible there. Yeah. Just hit on the save button. Hit on the save button. If there are any required fields, now it will give you error.
Oh,
Okay. The easiest way to identify which are the required fields, right? Now go back to the accounts tab again. Click on the accounts. Now it is showing recently viewed as a list view, right? If you navigate there and click on the down arrow, you will see all the other options. If you want to see my accounts, it will show only accounts created by you. If you want to say all accounts, it will show all the other accounts as well. So by default, there are some filters. These are all out of box list accounts available. So Malay, you can very much relate this with writing a query on database, right? It is nothing but a simple way of clicking, because if anyone don't have a knowledge of database, he can directly filter, select the query. So whatever columns you are seeing, account name, account site, these are all your columns, right? In database, you can go to this gear icon and you can pick and choose the columns. No, below gear icon, not that one. This one, this is specific to this control list view. You go to
oh,
select fields to display. Yeah, and here you can pick and choose the fields. This is your select clause. From the database point of view, this is your select clause, right? If you want to remove, you can remove. If you want to rearrange, you can, change the sequence as well, up and down, using that arrows.
okay.
And if you remember, right, the first thing which I told you with Salesforce is everything has got limits. So if you try to add columns more than say 10, 15, 20, it will show you the error. Okay, you can maximum, you can add this many columns. Okay,
Okay.
so
So
when you're
can we
here, yeah,
increase it or no? Means
no, no,
if
no.
we want to customize it, we cannot increase it as well.
So there are few limits that you cannot increase,
Okay.
and that is for betterment, because if you add those many columns, it's not worth, right? You have to scroll,
Mhm.
and there's no single page view which is actually intended for the ease of user experience. So there is a logic behind putting the limits. It's not to restrict, but it's to make it better, right? So we need to understand the limit. Unless we know the limit, we can commit anything to the business. Okay, business will say I want 25 fields. Go back to that select fields to display and try adding all the fields. Select all the fields using control and click, or you can use shift. Yeah, okay. Okay, try adding that. It's much enough, I think. Maximum there is some limit. Now try to save. What it is saying.
You can display up to 15 fields.
So go by this attitude, right? Try to break
Okay.
the things. Then only you will learn. Try to do something weird. I don't want you to only do whatever we are telling. Do something
Yeah.
weird. Unless you face issues, you won't learn. Okay? Yeah. So this is pretty straightforward, right? It's just you need some guidance, and you have to spend time with this UI and try some different things. Okay, yeah, go back to that all accounts tab, previous tab. Yeah, okay, so you got the point, right? How you can play around with Salesforce UI, what are the things with respect to your app creation. Now I'll get it back to Shashikant to give you more information around what are the tabs, right, Shashikant? Yeah, over to
Yeah,
you.
yeah, thank you.
So before that, anyone else has any questions, or you're through with what is app? Prajakta, Rohan, Komal, any questions around this?
Yeah, how to convert the console app into Lightning app?
Console app into Lightning? You mean to say console into standard navigation or what? It
Uh,
because all the apps we have created all our lightning apps only.
okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If there are no other questions, yeah, Shashikan, go ahead. Can
Yep.
share your screen. Yeah.
Hope you can see, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Um. Yeah. So we have seen the app. We have seen the tabs. One point that we created but not shown is about the chatter feed, the utility items, right? So here, those utility items have been created. You can use it, right? So the nodes or chatter feed, multiple options are available. Now, I'll again go back to the setup menu and I'll show one thing, that is how to create a user and the overview of profiles, right? So whenever we sign up for the developer org, the user is already created for us, right? That whatever data we enter on the screen while sign up. So in the setup menu, if you type this user, you will see this option. There are multiple options, but you just need to this one, navigate to this users, click on it, and it will list many users here. Yeah, there are four which are available by default, and everyone has a different profile, like chatter free user, the system admin that I have created, and two more. So I click on this one, this user. I'll show you what all fields have been created for this user. Like, you can imagine for the same account how the data has been created, right? So if I open any record, this is how it will look like. We need to go to the details here, and it will show you the page, right? So whatever data you enter while creating an account, it will be displayed as here. So we call this as a detail page view, and earlier we have seen the list view page, right? List view uh, list view, and this is detail page view. So each field here is a column in the table, right? So the same way, whenever user is created, in the backend there is a table for the users where the entry will be made for that user, and each field here is nothing but the column in the table, right? So this is the name that you have entered, the alias that is by default created for you while the sign up, the email that we enter, the username, it is a unique username for each user, the nickname, the company, the time zone. So according to this time zone, uh, the created date, right, on the record, if you can see this created by, and here you will see the time zone, right? So it is showing in the Indian time zone. If I change it here, it will change. So if I click on here, if I go to the time zone, if I change it to something else, for example Moscow, I save it. See, the time has been changed. So this is how it will look like. If I change the time zone, it will impact all your records, whatever you see on the screen, right? So make sure this is correct, because whenever you work with the client's environment, they mostly have it is set, or the user is created in their time zone, because this is how it is configured. Then on the right side, we are not going through each and every option, because most of the things are uh, not relevant for now at the beginning, right? uh, so on the right side you will see this option role, which we will see in detail. So for example, there, I'll give you a quick example. For example, you are working in an organization where there is a hierarchy of users, for example the CEO, then or the manager, then the developers, or the users with the less priority. So accordingly the hierarchy is created, and accordingly role are set, and those are set here. And based on the roles, users are given access to the records. So for example, I want to share this record with some users based on the roles. So this role will be considered in the configuration part, which you just take a note, or like, just I'm just telling you because we are going to cover in detail. It's just an overview. Then there are certain licenses which are assigned per user. Then there is a profile, which is a system admin by default whenever you create an org. And this profile is nothing but a container of permissions, or a template where which specifies what kind of access you will have to this org, and the records or the tables in this org. And there are many things with which you can assign the access or restrict the user. For example, there are two users. One needs a very high access, like access to all the accounts in the environment in this org. But there is another user who needs access limited to specific accounts, or specific uh, specific tabs, or certain functionality is hidden from the user and certain is visible to him, right? So accordingly, there are many options with which we can do this or achieve this requirement. Then there is option active. If I deselect it, user will not be able to log in, right? Then there is a button change password. So if I forgot it, or I want to create any user, and after some time I want to change it for any other user, I can click here. The mail will be triggered to this user, where this email is configured. On that email, the link will be sent. It is like a standard, like Gmail or any other uh, email, or other applications. So it's similar to that. You can relate it. Then there are other options: marketing user, offline user, knowledge flow user, service cloud user, right? Site.com publisher user. So this is how the user will look like. You can try it out on yourself. I think this will be your assignment, right? So you need to create one user, assign him some profile, and give him some access, right? Or like, or log in with that user. I'm going to make the assignment, and I'll share with you. Then there are other options: permission sets, assignments. Like permission set is nothing but similar to the profiles, right? But it is also having the same template where you will give access to the user, right? If I open it, the template will look similar to the profiles, right? A little bit different, but at the end it is going to cover all these sections here, all these related lists here that you can see. And you can give him assigned apps, assigned connected apps, some permissions, some system permissions, where uh, it will give access to the data if we can modify it or not, something like that, right? So there is
So
permission sets.
quickly, one thing, right? For all of you, right? If I say profile and permission sets are similar, so can you take it as a homework and just find out, like, okay, at a high level, what is the difference between profile and permission? Just try to explore. Don't spend much time. Spend only 5 to 10 minutes. Google around it, like what is the difference between profile and permissions. And just for FYI, right, after few days profiles are going to sunset by Salesforce. But yeah, just try to
Yeah.
do that homework, before coming to next session, right? Okay.
Yes. I'm not going to cover each and everything, but just at a high level, I'm telling you what is required for now in the next coming sessions. So you will see there is one more option: login history, right, which you can directly access from here. You can click on, you will be redirected here. So it will show you when user logged in, what is the status, from which application user logged in. So for example, we are sharing some details, or like creating a user for the third party application which is going to access the API of this environment. For example, if you are aware of the integrations, right? So in that case, you will see some different user here, or like the application. For example, you are accessing via Postman, or any other SAP system or ETL system, then you will see some differences here. The URLs that they are trying, the location from where they are accessing it. Like for example, it is showing United States here. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so that's all about the user. Any questions on this? Any any questions? Go ahead. Because this will be your assignment. You need to create a user, assign him a profile. Malay, any questions?
No, I
Okay. Okay, so this is all about the users. Just play with it, try to search or like do something weird, as I said, and see what happens and let us know. Then there is one more link or the option you must know is whenever you create an org work with client's environment. So you must know what this org is, what is the information about this org. So to know this, you need to search for the company information. Just type in the company, you will see this option. Click on it, right? So in this page, you will see this organization name. Who is the primary contact for this org? Like who would be the main contact person, right? Then the information about the phone, it's not mandatory, but yeah. So in the user, I showed you the time zone, right? So by default, time zone was set as India, right? But if I change it here, if I set it to Germany or UK or Britain, then accordingly it will be set for any new user. So whenever new user is created, so as per the default time zone, it is applicable to that user. The same for the other fields as well, for the language, for the local, right? Then for this org, there are certain limitations as per the edition, right? So for now, this developer org, you can see the organization edition is developer edition, right? And accordingly, there is a certain limit set, because every environment, like this is a multi-tenant architecture, so these environments are on the shared environments on the cloud, right? So it is nothing physical. So these are the share environments. That's why there are certain limitations set, which we call as governor limits in the Salesforce. So in the last 24 hours, how many API request you can make? It is 15,000 max for this edition. But if you change the edition, or like if you go further and search or purchase another edition, for example, the unlimited edition or the enterprise edition, then these limits will change, right? So the next section is user licenses. So for example, this Salesforce license that you would have seen on this user, see the user license, right? It is Salesforce. And how many licenses are available, you must be aware of it, right? So the total license given for this developer edition are only two, and which we already used one. So the maximum two users can be created with the Salesforce licenses, user licenses, that you can try and see if this is filled or like this is changed to two, right? And the remaining license will be changed to zero. Okay, the same applicable to other options. There are many, you can go and check, like for example, this partner community login, customer community, right? And the Salesforce platform. For the Salesforce platform, there are three licenses available. Then for identity, it's 110. For chatter free, it is 5,000. Likewise, okay. Then the next section is permission set licenses. The same as the profiles, there are permission sets, right? So how many permission sets you can create with this type of licenses? So it is mentioned here. The columns are similar to the one earlier one, okay. Then the next one is usage based like entitlements. So again, it is, as I said, it's a governor limit, right? Everything has a limit. So for API requests, limit per month, how much you can make. It's 4,50,000 monthly, right? Okay, any questions in this? No.
No question.
Okay. Okay, I'll take this as a no. Yeah, so we have covered. Just a minute. Okay, so we have covered users, we have covered company information. mm, yeah. Okay, Abhay, should we cover objects as well today?
For objects, we'll keep another separate session. You can just maybe just give an high level overview, like where you can go and create object.
Okay. Okay. So we have seen these tabs, right? So tabs are nothing but the objects, which is nothing but a table in the backend, right? So if you want to see a tabular structure, right? So there is a link, workbench Salesforce. Okay, just search for the workbench Salesforce, and you will see this link, workbench.developerforce.com. Open it, select production, which is already selected. For the developer org, it's production. Log in with Salesforce and see this window has appeared, which is access, asking to allow the access, right? Because it's a third party application, it is not uh, of Salesforce. So you need to allow it, and then he can access your org, and then we can see like how to access the objects, right? So you will see multiple options here. So basically, to access the data via code, right? How you will access it, right? So for example, you want to access the data of this account, specific account, right? So you can write SOQL queries, like in, there is a MySQL, right? SQL server. So the same way you can write the SOQL queries here. So I'll just it's a UI already available, so I'll just choose account here. Okay, and I will see the fields here. So for example, okay, for now I'll just access uh, all the records. I'll choose few columns, right? This already query generated by default. If I select columns, I can add the filters here as well, like the sorting is available, filter by the result. If it is active is equal to true, right? And if I click on query, it will give me a tabular structure result. So okay, I'll just remove this one, query. Yeah, so this is how it will look like. This is how it is stored in the database, you can imagine, right? And
And the
you will
simplest,
you will see the account number.
yeah, the simplest way is to use the developer console as well. But that we'll see in the upcoming session. Also,
Yes,
while accessing the object, if we can go back to the UI, Shashikan.
yes.
So, see, what is our toolbox? Can anyone tell me like where to go for our toolbox? Because setup is our toolbox, right? So, how can I navigate to setup?
I think go to that gear
Okay,
icon.
gear icon on the top right hand side, then click on
Yeah,
the setup.
set up for current app.
Okay.
Yep,
Now,
that's right.
can you see anything related to object here on this UI?
Object manager.
Right, exactly. So if you click on the object manager, This is again the area. Click on the object manager, Shashika.
Just a minute, just a minute.
So this is the area where you will be looking for all your objects, right? That tab will give you that, or open up that thing where you can look at the existing objects, look at their fields, right? If you want to
So
create a new object, you can see on the right hand side there is a create button as well.
okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to try creating some objects, this is the place. Of course we are going to take a look at it. So what I would suggest is like, take your time, spend some time with this UI, try to understand the technical terms, and also try to create some apps, look at various aspects. I'll share this session recording where you can go through the licensing part, creating user, how the licenses are consumed, right? We are creating a Salesforce user with Salesforce license. So different license means different kind of access, as simple as that, right? Whatever plan you purchase, if that plan is having like, okay, 50 MB speed or 100 MB speed or 100 GB speed, whatever package you take, accordingly you will have to pay and you will get that features, right? Similarly, everything in Salesforce has got some or the other advantage or the limitations based on the licensing type of edition. So currently whatever edition we are using, it's a developer edition and it's a free of cost, right? So sometimes things will work, sometimes things will not work. Very rare scenarios, but yeah, it happens because this is a free environment, right? So if sometimes things are not working, start afresh. Don't spend time fighting why it is not working, like that, right? You can always come back later and take a look at it. But if something is going wrong, best thing is to restart. Okay. And start playing around with the UI. We'll see in the next session how, what is the object, what are the fields, how we can get started, because the object is a core. Unless you have a data, you cannot do anything, right? So that's where the important part begins. And we will be having like 2 3 sessions on object relationships, different types of data types for fields, what are the list views at a detail level, right? You can even explore on the list views. It's nothing but writing a query, but in a nice way. Those who don't have even coding skills, they can very easily use that. Okay. So before we wrap up, any questions, any queries?
Can we convert the standard navigation to console and vice versa?
Yeah, you can try doing that. If it is allowed, you will be able to see that options enabled.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, and try different things like this. Don't restrict yourself. And as if we don't try, we won't come to know like what are the limitations and what can be done, because business will always come with this kind of requirement. Can we change this console to standard? Can we change the form factor? All these kind of things, right? Any other questions from anyone? Okay, so we'll take it as a no. See, sometimes session can get extended as well. So, like keep that margin, right? 15 20 minutes after 10 o'clock. And if you have any concerns around timing as well, just ping me in the WhatsApp. Okay. Yep. Shashikant, anything else?
I think that is enough, right?
Okay. So
In
you
next
will,
section we'll
yeah,
cover the objects.
you
So
will be sharing
yeah,
the assignment. Send it on the chat WhatsApp group, right?
on WhatsApp. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Thanks. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.